Hello and welcome back. Hope you're good, doing well. So hope that you can hear me. Okay, so welcome back and let's start. If anyone wants to join us, just simply go to techtradingacademy.com or you can go to wave-trader.com, all right? And if you are looking for links where you can follow me for setups, just simply go to my trading view profile and you can check the signature box. You're gonna get the links over there. All right, now let's move on and let's look at the opportunities for this coming week. Okay, first of all, we had a good CPI numbers last week. We got a decent, let's look at there rather than looking at this. So we can see there that the policy here is almost in the restrictive territory. All right, now inflation and interest rate in the United States is almost equal. Okay, inflation is 5%, the headline number is 5%, but the core is above 5.5, close to 5.5. But the headline numbers is equal to 5%. All right, 5% inflation and 5% interest rate in the US. Okay, so what we are expecting a dollar to do, if I'm gonna look at this previous chart, so we got the next leg lower. Okay, price bounced off last week. We were expecting it to go higher or another leg lower and then go higher. So we got some nice price action over there on the Friday. Okay, we got a bounce off. So for the next week, you are looking a correction over there, go higher, and we may see another ABC move over there for another leg higher. Okay, so this move we are expecting on the dollar index. So we may see another hike. Yeah, depending how Fed is going to. Right now, I'm not anticipating another hike, but market has priced in for another 25 basis point hike, and the chances are above 70%. Okay, so if we are going to see another hike, then we may get that wave, the wave which I'm showing over there on the dollar index. Okay, so another leg higher can appear over there, and that flat formation may appear over there on the dollar index, which I'm just pointing it out over there. Okay, this flat formation. Hopefully, those who are watching me on TradingView, they can see my arrows. The arrows are clearly showing over there. Okay, so we may see a correction over there. Okay, like that correction, and price to just continue to keep pushing more higher. So if I'm gonna look at the euro dollar gonna be the opposite. All right, so this daily wave is almost completed back at that top. All right, and we are expecting it to drop from that top. A nice ascending channel is just simply appearing over there, and you are looking that ascending channel to break down, and price already has dropped over there, and you are simply looking for price to correct over there and this channel to break down, continue to keep dragging lower all the way back to that previous low up to 105 area. Okay, and in case if it correction there, in case if it goes higher for another leg, go up to 111.50, then test that top and drop for another leg lower all the way up to 105. All right, now let's look at the dollar chief. Dollar chief went lower last week. All right, even on good CPI numbers. Okay, market is just simply not pricing in for rate cuts rather than rate hikes. Okay, we may get another 25 basis point hike, 5.25. Okay, and then then the hiking cycle gonna be over, and then longer term bearish cycle for rate cuts. Okay, and yes, so dollar to go higher. Okay, simply go higher up to this previous low, a previous high, sorry. Okay, this previous high last week we were expecting it to bounce off, but it went lower for another leg because of the bad data in the US. All right, and this is what you are looking again, simply price to bounce off. It has already bounced off, correct over there, and go back up. All right, so when you are looking to buy the dollar against the chief, make sure you understand that the trend is strong, bullish so far on the chief, and dollar still can drag slightly lower before going to continue to keep pushing more higher. All right, so the move is still, we are looking this week for upside rather than downside. Pound dollar also, when we have seen another leg higher, that wasn't a surprise, that was possible, and this move happened. All right, so we got some sell upper sell price action over there on on a pound dollar. Right, so we got a price action on a nice price action over there on the pound dollar from 125 450 to almost 124, almost we can say that 140 pips move has appeared over there. So you are looking this correction to appear over there, and price to just keep falling all the way back to that previous low. All right, so this daily move to happen. So if I'm going to look at the pound chief, last week we were expecting pound chief to continue to keep dragging lower, so nice bearish wave has already happened over there on the pound chief. Pound chief has almost about to tag that previous low, so which is a good sign for the strength coming ahead on the dollar. Okay, so pound chief has dropped just in the previous weekly market outlook. Price was there, this next leg has just appeared over there because chief was getting strong and about to test that previous low, but we can see that the pound is still back at the top. Okay, we may see another leg lower, very much similar like we have just seen over there on the pound chief. Oh, that makes sense. All right, so pound dollar to continue to keep dragging lower from that previous top. Okay, so dollar CAD also broke that flag after the CPI numbers. Okay, this flag, and next week we are expecting it to hold this previous low and go higher. Okay, price to hold that previous low, these areas, and the wedge which is just appearing over there, this wedge to break out for upside and give us a weekly wave to complete at that previous top. That's a longer term chart. We have seen that chart in the previous weekly outlook as well. So this to continue all the way back to that previous high. All right, so this correction which is just appearing over there, that to continue all the way back to that high. So very much similar, very much like that similar bullish move. Okay, or that if we're not going to get that bigger breakout for upside, then we may see us sideways market like that, which is just trying to appear over there. But still we're going to get some nice daily bullish wave within that daily sideways market. Yeah, so price is just about to hit that previous low and that wedge to break out. Australian dollar, yeah, so we may get a drop on the Australian dollar. So last week we were expecting it to go higher. All right, so analysis is very much similar like that. So we may see rather than looking for upside, we may see drop on the Australian dollar, and that can drag lower all the way back to that previous low. Right, so if I'm gonna look at this, okay, so we may see Australian dollar to continue to keep dragging lower. All right, so if I'm gonna look at the Australian dollar and the AUD CHF chart, this is heading lower. All right, and heading lower to this previous low, and we can see that this has already broken out these lows, these previous lows, this low and that low. So we may see more downside rather than upside on the Australian dollar against the dollar. Okay, so if I'm gonna look at the Euro AUD, okay, so Euro AUD has already also broken out these lows or highs, we can say that. Okay, so Australian dollar is still weaker, and we may see more downside on it. Okay, and rather than, we may not get the bullish leg for upside on the Australian dollar, the bullish leg which we were anticipating. All right, this bullish leg back to that high, so we may not get that bullish leg, so we may see more downside on the Australian dollar. All right, so we are having a bigger daily or weekly correction, which is just emerging over there. All right, so for short term, you can trade for buy from the, let me draw my arrows quickly, then I will talk about what you should expect. All right, so like that, as long as price stay within that daily correction, price to give you a short-term buy, and once price hit that top, you are looking for a short-term sell opportunities. We don't have a bigger opportunity which is just emerging over there on the Australian dollar. Okay, we were expecting it to go higher, but we didn't get that bullish move. Okay, so these are the sideways places where you're looking for a short-term buy opportunity, and once price gonna hit that top, you're looking for a sell opportunity. All right, as long as price stay within that daily correction. Now that makes sense. Okay, so similar goes with the Australian and New Zealand dollar and US dollar. So if we're gonna look at the Kiwi Chief is also, or Euro AUD both. All right, so they are showing that the weakness is just happening over there on the New Zealand dollar. Okay, there we can see, so that hasn't spread yet across the market. So some pairs are still, we may see all the way this low price to fall continue. All right, like we have just seen or witnessed the bearish wave here on the Kiwi Chief. Hope that makes sense, guys. If I'm gonna go back to the daily chart on the New Zealand dollar, so New Zealand dollar also may not give us a leg which we were anticipating it to go all the way back to that high. Okay, another chart we may look at that is the Kiwi CAD. Okay, so Kiwi CAD is also dropping lower. Okay, and very much similar kind of move we may see on this chart. Okay, this leg. Okay, so we may see this leg here at this area or all the way back to that previous low. Like, Euro New Zealand dollar has already given us that wave, so we may see Kiwi to keep falling against the CAD, and we may see Kiwi to keep falling against the dollar too. Okay, so similar kind of setup. Yep, price to hold these areas and short-term buy opportunity, and once price hit those areas, stay sideways and hold that daily correction and continue to keep falling from that previous high. All right, very much similar like the Kiwi CAD chart. All right, so dollar yen. we may see dollar yen to go back up. Okay, so dollar also dropped against the yen, did not hit that low like we have seen, you know, lows on DXY and euro dollar or pound dollar highs. Okay, but you know, in the previous weekly market outlook, we were expecting, you know, sharp breakdown of this and continue during the CPI. So we have seen drop, okay, but we didn't see continuation to the downside. So when price was, you know, setting up for another breakout over there, we were expecting it to go back up. Okay, so we may see another leg higher on the dollar yen. Okay, let me try to get a chart on the dollar yen. So we may see dollar yen to go back up and if we get that wave, the wave which I'm just showing on dollar yen, okay, the trade you are looking to catch gonna be the pound dollar or euro dollar sell opportunities. All right, so another chart is this. So okay, when we were having a daily correction very much similar like that, and you know, we were expecting it to break out and go higher. And the next chart was telling us when breakout was just happening over there. All right, and the next breakout after the CPI and retail sales numbers, we were expecting breakout to happen. So we got a breakout very much similar like this. Okay, the pattern is nicely following, you know, this area or the oil chart. Okay, we got a wedge flag, another flag, okay, and ABC move, we can say that. All right, so wedge, ABC, right, ABC move, flag, okay, and breakout is just happened over there on dollar. A breakout has happened over there on oil, okay, and breakout has happened over there on the dollar against the yen, and testing that top. And next week, this to continue to keep pushing more higher all the way up to this previous high. All right, so the price to continue, dollar yen to continue to keep rising all the way up to 37. So we are not interested to buy the dollar against the yen. Okay, the simple, you know, it's simple. Okay, we are not looking to buy the dollar against the yen, even though we got a breakout. Everything was just all right. Okay, nothing was wrong. Nothing was wrong on this chart. Okay, breakout happened, breakout there, just happened over there as expected. All right, breakout happened, nice move. Okay, so the reason why we are not, you know, looking to buy the dollar against the yen is there is a risk for collapse on the dollar against the yen. All right, because Bank of Japan can change their policy on policy means they can, you know, abandon the yield curve control. If that happens, then we can see drop on the dollar against the yen. We can see, you know, quick sell-off, aggressive sell-off. All right, and if even that doesn't happen, okay, and dollar just keep pushing more higher, so the trades we gonna be the euro dollar or buying the dollar against the others. So specifically buying the dollar against the CAD, buying the dollar against the pound, buying the dollar against the euro. All right, these three pairs are gonna be all right. But buying the dollar against the Australian, you know, Australian dollar or New Zealand dollar, they not gonna give you, you know, a good return because they are, you know, running in a sideways market. But these three currencies like pound against the dollar or euro against the dollar or dollar CAD, all right, they are at a good spot where you should pay attention on those three pairs rather than, you know, buying the dollar yen. So they are somewhere there at this area, okay, at this wedge, the wedge you are having on the dollar yen. So if I'll compare, I will show you then. All right, even though this is a decent move, okay, move something like 700 pip or 6 to 700 pip move. All right, so similar kind of move we're gonna get on those pairs. Hope that makes sense. So CAD Yen is also testing that top. All right, simple ABC move or flat. Okay, very much similar kind of, contracting, you can say that, contracting flat or ABC move we are expecting on the dollar yen to do. All right, so CAD Yen is well ahead than the dollar yen. So we may see whole move on the dollar yen all the way up to that 38 area. Okay, so make sure you understand that. So last week analysis was just based on the CPI. CPI dropped as expected, 1% drop, which we have seen on the CPI, but we haven't seen the strength on the yen, or we haven't seen buying on the bond. All right, we haven't seen a sell off, a drop on the yield. Hope that makes sense. So now let's get back dollar yen. So if I'm gonna pull out the euro dollar chart or pound dollar, so let's just pull out the euro dollar. Okay, so euro dollar and 4-hour time frame. So if I'm gonna invert that, so there we can see. So I'm gonna remove that everything, and I'm gonna draw some trend lines. Okay, there we can see the channel is just appearing over there. So the channel which we have already seen has reversed on the dollar yen already. Okay, so there we can see. So euro dollar is just simply forming new low within that. We were not expecting that high on the euro dollar. Okay, we were expecting euro dollar to just max that top or drop, drop from 109, okay, or max 110. So we have seen a new low on the euro dollar. Still a good place to look for this to reverse. Okay, so chart is telling what you are looking on the euro dollar. All right, so this correction to happen, that's what I have shown, correction to happen. Okay, a sharp breakout, very much similar like that, and we may see another big correction, and then all the way back to that previous low 105 areas. Okay, that's the move. That's the reason we are looking euro dollar to reverse rather than drop, rather than buying the dollar yen. Okay, so euro dollar and pound dollar both are at a good spot rather than you see that the channel. Okay, this channel is also appearing over there, which we have just seen on that channel. Okay, this channel we have seen already, that channel on the dollar yen. So strength is ahead on the dollar simply. So dollar yen to continue, and once dollar yen gonna finish that move, okay, so maybe next week it can test that top or may not, may take another other couple of weeks, may take two or 3 weeks. All right, but whatever. So this daily formation to complete. Okay, if I'm gonna pull out another time the CAD Yen chart with it, you're gonna get the idea. All right, so there we can see the CAD Yen. Okay, so let's just look at this sell opportunity, and let's just look at this CAD Yen sell opportunity. Dollar yen, first of all, dollar yen also went lower. Okay, CAD Yen. Okay, CAD Yen also went lower. So CAD Yen slightly broke this previous low and then reverse. Okay, but dollar yen did not broke out that previous low. Okay, and just reverse. More likely it's following the oil chart. All right, so very much similar kind of formation we are having on dollar yen. So if I'm gonna pull out the oil chart, okay, very much similar like the contracting triangle. All right, so there you can see this contracting triangle formation. All right. So the CAD Yen chart is telling us that the dollar yen is still behind, okay? And we may get a whole move all the way back to that high. So the opportunities you can buy if you are good enough, dollar yen, but make sure you understand that the risk is very much high over there for a crash, the downside on the dollar against the yen. Okay, so euro yen, we were expecting euro yen to also break down during the CPI number, but euro yen was just keep pushing more higher, slowly, all right, and went all the way back to that previous high. So it will be at a good spot where you should pay attention next week, all right, and the move still hasn't changed, all right. So we're still looking at to drop, okay, all the way back to these areas, or longer term drop 114. It's going to be at a good spot next week. And first of all, you're going to look for this to drop up to this area, all right? And once price going to drop, we may see again retest of the previous high before going to continue to keep pushing more lower. All right, we may see another, you know, leg higher after dropping this area, that low, and then again it can go back up. If it goes there again, test that 47, 48 areas, okay, you're looking at to draw for a big time to the downside. All right, so big sideways market, as said in the previous weekly market outlook. Okay, a big sideways market on the euro yen, and a huge, you know, divergence, we can say that, or loss of momentum is just appearing over there. We have seen that on many charts, all right, this on many charts. So if you are paying attention, then you should pay attention on this chart. It is at a good spot. If I'm going to pull out another chart with it, that's going to be the Kiwi Yen. Okay, we have seen that Kiwi Yen was a leading chart, all right. By the way, the reason why it was leading, because it's a risk on currency. Okay, so Kiwi Yen was at the top, and we have seen a drop on it. The price slightly went higher at this area, and then we have seen a significant drop on Kiwi Yen. Okay, so euro yen is still within that sideways market. Okay, the sideways market we have seen here. All right, and because of the policy, because of the ECB interest rate policy, that's the reason it's just behind, still strong. All right, and we have seen that divergence here on the Kiwi Yen. All right, so we have seen that divergence, and then price, you know, dropped, weekly wave. Okay, so this divergence is again, or loss of momentum, we call that. It's just appearing over there. All right, and yes, so yes, right now we don't have any reason, okay, to be honest, for the euro to drop against the yen. Fundamental reason is not there yet. Okay, so we have seen some strength on the euro because some ECB officials were saying that they may raise the interest rate on the next meeting with another, you know, 25 to 50 basis point. All right, but we can see that inflation is also falling in the Europe. Okay, and close to somewhere 550 or 6. All right, I don't remember the exact number. What are the exact number? But whatever is going to happen, okay, this also might be a last interest rate hike from the ECB. Yeah, so interest rate is also already 350, and inflation is somewhere close to 5 or above 5. Yeah, if they raise the interest rate with another 50 or 50, the interest rate gonna be 4, and inflation gonna be 5 or 5.5. All right, and there is a lag between that, you know, lag in the policy. The chart which I have just shown you are a liar. All right, the repricing gap chart, we have seen that the gap is not much bigger between the inflation and the interest rate in the Europe. So inflation can fall significantly. All right, significantly means that inflation can fall very, very aggressively in the Europe rather than the US. Okay, so last week when we were you know, looking at this chart, okay, it was at 1, all right, so it was at 1. So we have seen 1% drop in inflation in the US last week, 1% drop. So we may see, you know, 1.5% drop in the EU in the next couple of inflation in the next couple of inflation reports. So inflation can fall very, very aggressively in the Europe. So next might be a last in interest rate hike. Okay, if it is going to be a 50 basis point hike from the ECB. So banks which are pausing, which are, you know, saying that they're not going to raise the interest rate, currencies are struggling to push more higher over there. Yeah. So Australian dollar, RBNZ said that they're gonna pause. So currency struggling, right? So Kiwi interest rate is close to is at 5%. So the strength is over on the Kiwi. So similarly, we are having strength on the euro because ECB is still saying that they're gonna raise. So after the interest rate hike on the next meeting, they may pause, right? And once they're gonna pause, the next phase is gonna be the cut, all right? And policy is still lagging. We may see, you know, quick, you know, a sharp drop in the inflation, and that sharp drop can, you know, put pressure on the central banks to go and start cutting the interest rate. All right. So if I'm gonna bring let me bring a chart, right? So just a second. So there you got. Just a second. I'm just trying to find it. So you can find it. You can see from there, okay, rather than going over there. So if I'm gonna look at the PPI numbers, all right? So PPI. All right, so PPI 12 month final demand, right? So percentage change, not seasonally adjust. So we can see over there, it peaked over there at 12%, all right? And right now it's close to 3%, all right? It's close to 3%. So PPI is falling very, very aggressively. So there we can see that. So the last week, which we have seen, you know, negative numbers, right? We have seen negative PPI numbers. So PPI is dropping very, very aggressively. So this is telling us that where the CPI is going, where the core CPI is going, all right? So you can see from there. So inflation is going to drop very, very quickly, very, very aggressively, as some components in the PPI has even gone below zero, turned negative. All right, so euro yen and pound yen also gonna be a drop. Okay, so drop, we are looking on these charts to drop. So this is gonna be the 4-hour time frame. So this move to happen first, all right, and all the way go to this previous low, very much similar like the pound chief chart, all right. And if I'm gonna pull out the daily chart and gonna, you know, open the pound chief chart with it, so we are having weaknesses on the pound against the chief and against the euro, against the CAD, but that hasn't spread yet across the market. Pound has to get weaker, so we may get weakness on pound against the others. All right, so that's the reason I was talking about the sell opportunity on the pound dollar from the top. All right, so price was staying within this. Okay, so this ABC move, we can say that, all right, this ABC move and this ABC move. So we can see that the pound has dropped. Okay, chief is also a safe haven currency. Yen is also a safe haven currency. Okay, but hasn't gained yet. So this next leg, so we may see another leg lower here. Okay, at this area. So all the way back to that previous low. Hope that makes sense. So last week, if you remember that, yeah, I said that if you see that the pound chief keep falling, all right, you're looking the other pound pairs to drop to, yeah, specifically the pound dollar. But here we have still seen another leg higher. Okay, the 4-hour time frame breakout, which I was talking about here, we haven't seen that. All right, we haven't seen that. So you said that thanks for your answer about inflation. Europe, don't you think we also need a change in Bank of Japan? They don't seem to be hawkish. Will they try? Actually, a Bank of Japan doesn't need to fight with inflation. Okay, they are not having high inflation. The inflation in the Japan is close to 3.1. All right, so let me pull out. So they're not gonna fight with inflation. Let's just understand that. Yeah, Bank of Japan is not going to raise the interest rate. Just understand that they are not going to raise the interest rate. Is if I'm gonna look at this chart. All right, so there we can see. So if I'm gonna pull out similar chart with this chart and the US chart, all right, so there we can see. So this chart is telling us that inflation, is still high. All right, inflation is still high in the Japan. Okay, and the exact numbers, let me check the exact numbers. Okay, so the exact number is 330. Okay, there we can see that the exact number in the Japan inflation number is 330. We have seen 1% drop in the inflation in the Japan on the last inflation report. Okay, so they didn't do anything. Bank of Japan didn't do anything. All right, they didn't change their except one-time yield curve control. All right, they changed from 25 basis to 50. Okay, but we haven't seen major change in the policy from the Bank of Japan. But still, we can see that the inflation is falling in the Japan, and their target is 2%. Their inflation target is 2%. But we have seen significant drop in the inflation in the US. Okay, there we can see these two charts are telling us that the interest rate is close to the headline inflation numbers. Same. I mean, we can say that the Fed is ahead of the inflation right now, but there we can see that the Bank of Japan is still behind. They are not raising the interest rate. They are not changing the yield curve control. Okay, so what's going to happen? Even if they're not going to change the yield curve control, or even if they're not going to alter the policy, not going to bring the interest rate from negative to positive territory, all right, so still inflation gonna fall in the Japan. Okay, and that gonna caused by external forces. Okay, external inflation forces. So like we are having drop in inflation in the US from 9% to 5%. All right, so more than half of the inflation has just gone in the US. Okay, so these external forces gonna drive the inflation lower in the Japan. All right, even if Bank of Japan is not going to do anything, market is expecting that they're gonna change the yield curve control, all right, to maybe 1% or completely gonna abandon, before the September. But I don't, even if they are not going to do anything, still external forces gonna drive the inflation lower, right? And that gonna cause the yen to to keep gaining, over time. All right, so hope that makes sense. So this is still lagging. This is the policy which is behind. Okay, so Japan is still behind. So we can see, many countries, they are, okay, if I'm going to look at the UK is also, behind. Inflation is still high, very much high. Australia, high. Inflation is just simply collapsing in the Europe. Okay, there we can see that inflation is, our ECB is just catching up the inflation. All right, so we don't have much room left over there. ECB is just close to pause. Okay, we don't have much room over left over there. So Japan is still behind. New Zealand also catching up, close to 1.0. Okay, once they're gonna come close to zero, once they're gonna go beyond the zero, means that policy is restrictive, in the restrictive territory, ahead of the inflation. Canada is also in a restrictive zone. All right, so Bank of South Africa is also in a restrictive territory. Yeah, rates are very much high. China and Mexico is having extremely tight monetary policy. All right. So the currencies which are behind is the I mean, where we can see more interest rate hikes is the UK. We can see more. They're saying that they are pausing, okay, but inflation is not falling. If inflation is not falling very aggressively in the UK, then it will force Bank of England to raise rates more quickly to bring down the inflation. Okay, so gap is so huge. We can see that the gap between the inflation and the interest rate is at the 6.15. Okay, so huge gap is there. So similar is in the there we can see. Okay, these. Okay, so risk is there. All right, so in the UK and in the Japan, they can change the policy that can drive their currencies very aggressively. So hope that makes sense. So where we were at the let's go back. So we were at the pound. Okay, so pound to go down. Okay, this daily, this is the chart. Okay, so the chart is also clearly showing what to look for. And Aussie yen, okay, we still may see another leg higher on this Aussie chart. Okay, very much similar formation we may see on this chart, like the formation we have seen on the CAD Yen. Okay, so we have seen a flat formation. We were expecting these two charts at the same time to drop. Okay, we got that move. All right, we got that wave. People were talking about that, what to talk about the yen pairs. All right, so you have no idea what we were expecting on the yen pairs to do and what they did. Okay, and what kind of wave we have got already on these yen pairs in our, room. So we have got the same wave across the market. This not just on the one pair. Okay, I'm just showing you. CAD Yen shown that before. So we already aware that these yen pairs can go back up for that move. Okay, we already knew that can happen on these pairs. So yeah, there you can see. So if this chart is already was telling us. Okay, look at that. So the wave started from here. Okay, but when the arrow was showing that this is the place where we can see some price action. Okay, we already aware that. Look at that. All right, this is the place where we can see another leg higher. So are they doing anything different for us? No, they are not doing anything different for us. We already aware that what can happen, where they can go. Look at that. They have 4 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour. All right. So 1 hour. So we knew that. Look at that. The red box was already telling us that up to which level price can go and where to pay attention. Look at that arrow, or look at this. And okay, this is the place where we need to pay attention. So what happened after there? Price just simply bounced off. Okay, and what is the next place where the hand is just showing us? So we already aware that where the these yen pairs are going. So similar, you know, not just on the CAD yen pair, okay, across the market. So last week was just exception on the yen pairs, all right? So on a 4-hour time frame, when the inflation numbers were going to release in the US, we were expecting a sharp drop. Okay, we haven't got that, right? But price is still, you know, following the formation. Okay, so similar. I do have that chart. I haven't posted the setup for sell opportunity on the USD against the yen. Okay, for this move, all right. But you know, I have posted that in my group. What to expect now on the USD yen? The USD yen to just, you know, complete the similar formation like CAD yen has just done over there. Okay, and you're looking into, yeah. Now there we can see that there are, you know, arrow is showing drop. Okay, and arrow is showing still one more up. Okay, so we are not interested in these two moves. Okay, we are not interested in this move. Okay, we are not interested in this move. We are interested in this move. Okay, once price going to complete that formation, we're going to start looking for that bigger wave to the downside. Okay, so if you are a short-term trader looking for, you know, trade on it. Okay, so this is the formation. Okay, we may see, okay, this formation, USD yen. Okay, this formation we may see on the USD yen. Yeah, so this wave still can appear over there on USD yen. Price still may not test that low and can continue to keep pushing more higher. So we're gonna ignore that. We're gonna let that to finish the daily wave all the way back to that previous top, and once price gonna, you know, test that top and start looking for this to continue to keep falling. Yeah, so the only exception is that in case if something happen, okay, and the price fall very aggressively at this area. So there are other pairs which you can follow to sell, like CAD Yen is at a good spot where you can look for that to drop, okay, rather than just following this. So need to pick a good pair, good chart where when price is a good spot to follow, rather than, you know, just keep following the pair which is in the middle. Hope that makes sense. So same goes with the USD, with the Kiwi Yen. Okay, we still may see another leg higher. So analysis is very much similar like the USD Yen. All right. So yeah, so bigger wave is showing on the daily time frame. On 4-hour time frame, you know, we may see price to all the way test that low and another leg higher. Okay, price can test that high before going to drop. Okay, 4-hour time frame to hold simply. Okay, if I'm gonna pull out the dollar yen chart, or dollar yen chart gonna be alright for you to play in. Okay, dollar yen held those moving averages, okay, and went up. So similarly, you know, Kiwi yen and USD yen to hold that low. All right, so this low. Price exactly never tested that low, right? But running flat, and we got some buying, you know, momentum over there. So you're waiting for that buy momentum in this area. So this next leg, if you're looking for short-term buy opportunity, okay, then the arrow is clearly showing what a short-term buy opportunity you're watching on these. So we are not interested for buying these risk-on currencies against the yen pairs. You're more interested to sell these risk-on currencies against the yen pairs. Okay, so CAD yen is very much simple. You're looking for this to drop aggressively. All right. So remember, do not rush to sell it. Okay. If you're gonna rush to sell it, you may end up, you know, trying to get into the market too early. Okay, remember how many pairs I have shown you for upside, like USD yen still can go up. Okay, and USD yen still can go up. Kiwi yen still can go up. Dollar yen still can go up. All right, so we still got a room on other yen pairs to push more higher. Okay, till then this pair is not ready. Okay, is not ready to short. So we may see, you know, market, you know, can take some time, and we'll let these pairs to complete that formation. Okay, once that formation gonna complete, then at same time we may see a drop on these pairs for the downside. Okay, so what I'm saying, in other words, okay, price can stay at that top for a while before going to drop, like we have seen over there. Okay, price remained over there for 22 days, from there to there, 22 days before going to drop. So if you're gonna start rushing, okay, price can hold that top, and then after a couple of weeks we may see a drop. The price is testing that top, okay, but not ready to get into the trade, right? So what you are simply looking, in case, okay, in case if we are going to see quick aggressive drop on it, right, then you should be interested into that pair to sell. Okay, like this. If you're gonna get a aggressive quick sell opportunity, then pay attention. All right, like that. Otherwise, wait and watch. It is at a good spot, wait and watch. Or in case if you got a bounce off, very aggressive bounce off on the dollar CAD, okay, then you are interested to sell the CAD yen. All right, this. So this pair can rise. Let me pull out the CAD yen with it. So no need to rush. Okay, so we have seen that previous wave. Okay, this bullish wave. Okay, that wave happened from here to here. All right, and when price started to, all right, so when price started to fall on the CAD yen, okay, so there we can see, so half of the wave has already happened over there on the dollar CAD. Okay, you see that the half of the wave, the CAD yen was still at that top. Okay, so half of the wave has already happened over there on the dollar CAD. All right, what I'm saying, in other words, once you're gonna see that the CAD yen is also moving, half of the wave is just appearing over there, but this pair is still stuck in over there at that top. Yeah, it's a good time. Start looking for this to go down. So it's going to be too early. Start selling the CAD yen, okay? And we also got some room over there on the dollar CAD. Price still can slightly drag lower. But what I can see, that the dollar has almost find its floor over there on Friday, when we have seen some nice bounce off on DXY, or some sell off on the pound dollar. So you're watching, all right? You're watching. So it's all about, the game is all about watching. So trending, okay? So Chief Yen is still trending, testing the top, very much similar like the Euro Yen. So we haven't got the breakout. Still looking for this move, okay? So slightly a tricky pair, we can say that right now, because the only currency which is just behaving like a safe haven currency right now is this Franc, all right? So Franc, even, Credit Suisse collapsed, but this currency is still behaving like a safe haven, not feeling any pain. The only reason why this currency is still strong, because Swiss National Bank is raising the interest rate after a long time. They are fighting with inflation after a long time, and this currency is just, getting strong. So Bank of Japan is also in a similar situation. All right, they are having negative. Swiss National Bank was having negative interest rate policy. All right, but after a long time they got inflation and they started raising interest rate, and Franc is just keep rising everywhere. So yen is also in a similar situation. Negative interest rate, inflation is there, but Bank of Japan is still resisting. Bank of Japan is not resisting, to be honest. All right, to raise, for raising the interest rate. It's actually the US which is not letting them to raise the interest rate. They are asking them to hold the interest rate. If they're gonna raise the interest rate, if Bank of Japan gonna go and change the policy, the whole market, the global financial market gonna collapse. Okay, because Japanese have invested heavily in foreign assets. Okay, once, because of on negative interest rate, there is no money cost in Japan. Loan is, we can say that the loan is free in the Japan. People can take a loan over there without any cost. All right. So they have invested heavily, outside the Japan. Once interest rate's gonna go higher in Japan, so people have to pay interest on their loans. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna bring money from foreign assets to their domestic market, and that's gonna cause the collapse in the global assets. Right? That's why the US and EU, they're still putting pressure on them and asking them to not raise the interest rate. Even IMF is saying that don't do that. It's gonna cost huge losses, across the world. All right. So it's not just Bank of Japan. So behind is many players which are not letting them to change their policy yet. Okay. So once they're gonna change the policy, we're gonna see how assets gonna play around the world. Okay, so if I'm gonna look at the Euro CAD, we may see another leg lower on the Euro CAD before we are going to have a next run on it. We were expecting it to continue to keep rising last week, okay, but it went slightly higher, but we didn't see. So we may see all the way back to that previous low. Okay, so the analysis is like this. Okay, it can continue from the current price, or we may see another leg lower before we're gonna get a good drop on it. All right, this is the formation Euro CAD. Okay, so CAD chief is also at a floor. Okay, so short-term buy opportunity, but gonna be against the trend. Okay, make sure you understand that. The Franc is very, very strong. Okay, this one more like an appear over there. So pound chief is falling. All right. So last week we were expecting pound chief to either go back up or drop. Okay, either give us another leg higher and then drop, or continue to keep falling. So you still may see more downside on this chart. All right, and once price gonna sit at there, then you are expecting pound CAD to drop, pound dollar to drop. All right, there are going to be the opportunities. On pound chief, we may see another leg higher from this previous low. Okay, a bounce off can happen over there. The chart is showing when you're gonna buy the pound chief and at this floor, this area, make sure to understand that it can break out to the downside and continue to keep pushing more lower. Okay, so if I'm gonna pull out, let's say the AUD CHF, all right? Okay, so AUD Uzi chief is still keep dragging more lower. Okay, means Franc is still strong. Kiwi chief, right there we can see that the Kiwi chief has almost heading towards that low. Yeah, so you see that the Kiwi chief is 3 October 2022 lows is going to take out, heading towards that. But we can see over there the pound is still resisting against the Franc. Okay, so breakout can happen on the pound against the chief, and it can continue to keep dragging lower. Make sure you understand that. Okay, or if I'm gonna pull out the chief yen, all right, and gonna invert that chart. Okay, this chart is also heading towards the low. There we can see. So all okay, and the strength on the Franc is sending a very, very strong signal that something is bad coming ahead. All right, something bad is going to happen very soon. So what bad can happen? All right, inflation to fall. All right, so this inflationary move to happen. Okay, risk on assets to drop, and that's what central banks are trying to look for. They're looking for lower inflation. Okay, and Franc is also setting up for that. So we were expecting last week, we were expecting euro pound to break out and continue to go higher, or test that low and continue to go higher. So as long as this pair keep pushing more higher, okay, this pair keeps pushing more higher, very much similar like the pound chief. So what trade you should look for? Type it over there in the chat. Yeah, so if we're gonna get more upside, this pair is keep pushing more high. Let me pull out the pound CHF on this chart. So type it over there in the chat. What trade you should look for? Okay, there we can see that this is the inverted chart. Which chart you should pay attention, guys? So if you're gonna see that the euro pound keeps pushing more higher, like we have seen drop on the pound CHF and euro pound both keep pushing more higher. What trade? Which pair you should trade? Any idea? Type it over there in the chat. If this move happens, all right, this move happen on the euro pound. Yeah, I'm talking about that. The actually euro pound is lagging. Okay, the euro pound is actually lagging. Okay, so if I'm gonna pull out the euro as I'm gonna invert. Don't need to invert that chart. All right. The euro pound is well ahead. We can say that than the euro pound. You can see over there how far that has gone already. If I'm gonna pull out the euro New Zealand dollar, euro New Zealand dollar has also gone well ahead of the euro pound. Okay, so if I'm gonna look at this high has already taken out. Okay, the high, this October highs or October highs or September highs, we can say that euro New Zealand dollar has already taken out that lows. We can say that inverted chart is inverted, all right, and well ahead of that the euro pound. So if euro pound follows the euro New Zealand dollar, euro Australian dollar, and continue to keep rising and follow the pound CHF, continue to keep rising. So what are the pairs you should look for? Where are your trade gonna be? This is a tricky part for you know, to understand that. So this is telling us that where is the trade, right? No, not getting the idea, guys. I'm not getting any answer. Euro pound is already euro. Actually, what's happening? Okay, let's just talk about this. Euro New Zealand dollar is a risk on currency. Australian dollar is a risk on currency. So both currencies are falling. Right? So people are taking their money away from these two countries and you know, buying cheap. All right, Franc is a safe haven currency. So they know that something is going to happen in the world very soon. Some bad news is just going to happen. Okay, and that's causing the flow of money to shift away from the risk on currencies, New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar, and going into the France, into the Franc. All right. But people are still, you know, investors are still holding their currencies in the pound. All right, we are not having that flow to go away from the UK. All right, or that flow hasn't gone away from the Canada. All right, so people are still, you know, a euro is still not getting strong against the CAD. All right, or euro is still not getting strong against the pound, but has already got stronger against the New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar. All right, so this is telling us something. Some bad news is going to happen in the world very soon. So if euro continue to keep pushing more higher against the pound, then the pair you should pay attention going to be the pound dollar. All right, then the pair going to be to pay attention going to be the pound yen. All right, just understand that the only currency which is getting strong is the franc. You know, Swiss franc. That's a safe haven currency. But the rest of the safe haven currencies are still not getting strong. Okay, what are the safe haven currencies? Dollar, right? Yen, they are not getting strong yet. Okay, so you're gonna see strength on them. You're gonna see strength on dollar. Pound gonna go lower. You're gonna see strength on the dollar. Euro dollar gonna drop. All right, and similarly, we're gonna see strength on the yen. So once you're gonna see that the euro pound, all right. So last week we were expecting it to continue. What was the reason for this to continue to keep pushing more higher? Why we are how I knew that the euro gonna continue to keep pushing more higher? I mean, I was, you know, the Australian dollar is it can take some time. Okay, how do I know that the euro gonna rise against the pound? Okay, so the answer was already there. So answer you're gonna get always from the market. Market gonna give you the answer. Okay, there we can see that the strength was happening over there. The trending move was just happening over there on this chart, and last week we were here at this area. Okay, so on this date, at this date on 4th of April. Okay, on 4th of April, the move has already happened over there, right? And we were expecting last week euro pound to rise too. Yeah. We're going to talk about the Australian dollar a bit later. Let me just tell you that what trade. Okay, so the trade you should pay attention going to be the pound dollar. All right, so we already let me pull out the pound dollar chart with this. Okay, so we have seen some strength, right? Or if I'm gonna pull out that, as the pound dollar is supposed to be somewhere here, all right? Somewhere here at this area. Pound dollar is supposed to be here within this area. So according to the pound chief chart, we still can see more upside on the euro New Zealand euro pound. Okay, but the euro pound is not the pair to catch. Euro pound has already made its move. You shouldn't chase this pair. So if you're gonna chase that, how much are you gonna get? Right, so if you're gonna chase that pair, how much are you gonna get? You're gonna get 120 pair, 120 pip move. Okay, but once you're gonna get a wave over there on the pound dollar, okay, the way we are expecting this to do, so this is going to be, yeah, to go all the way up to this previous low. So 700 pip move can happen over there, the pound dollar chart. All right, so rather than chasing that, pay attention there on the pound dollar. Hope that makes sense. This is what you are looking for. All right, let's move on. So it has already gone from that previous low. All right, so pound, Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, I don't see any movement on this. Okay, so I'm gonna simply ignore. It's gonna stay sideways for a while. I don't see a perfect opportunity on this chart, but this is a bigger picture right now. Okay, so AUD CAD can continue to keep falling all the way to this low, right? So what is the reason? Let me just pull out the Euro AUD. Okay, so Euro AUD is pointing out that we still may see more downside. All right, I mean, let's just pull out the AUD chief. AUD chief is way ahead. All right, so taking that low should be, yeah, so taking, yeah, so we still may see more downside on AUD CAD. Okay, not a best pair right now. Okay, but in case if we are going to see another leg higher like my chart is showing, okay, then this simple contracting triangle to continue. So you shouldn't chase that at the current price. TV CAD is also very much similar like that. Okay, if I'm gonna pull out the Euro New Zealand dollar chart on it, that's telling us that we still can go more downside. Okay, so more downside is possible on this chart. So if I'm gonna look at this, so this is the low, right? This is the low, and EV CAD is well behind that. Okay, we may see more downside. EV AUD CAD can continue to keep dragging lower. So not at a best spot where you should pay attention on this chart, okay? And in case if we are going to see that expanding triangle, then you are paying attention to continue. Yes, I can show you lower time frame, 1 hour time frame, yeah, on lower time frame. But what I will suggest, yeah, there you can just follow the moving averages, okay? But my market is more volatile, a sideways market, so you're not gonna get a trending trade over there. You may get a sideways trade over there, but for trending wave, we need to see that formation to happen. Otherwise, you can ignore those charts. Okay, so Euro Chief, hold that previous low, very much similar like the previous week. So Euro asks, okay, if Euro asks to break out and continue to keep pushing more higher, right? As said, there is still a possibility if there is still a possibility for this whole leg lower all the way back to that previous low. Okay, we still may see whole wave all the way back to that previous low, but going to be against the trend as mentioned in the previous weekly market outlook. Okay, so just simply short-term trade. As long as these short-term trades keeps happening, price keep coming within the moving averages. All right, so you look in short-term, one more up leg for short-term. Okay, one more up leg like that. And as long as price just keep pushing more higher, you'll keep taking your money away rather than staying into the long-term opportunity for upside. Okay, so right now, bearish wave can happen, but we are not looking that wave. So very much similar situation on the Euro New Zealand dollar. It continue to keep pushing more higher. The higher it goes, will be all right. Right, so I'm gonna look at the 4 hour time frame, same analysis. We are following these moving averages since there. Okay, so these moving averages since there, these places, all these places. All right, so I do have that daily chart there. Okay, so that price is just respecting those moving averages since very long, and the wave has almost completed and still can continue to keep pushing more higher. Okay, so there you can see the flat formation was appearing over there, and I was just keep updating that chart in my room whenever price was just coming to the moving averages. So again, same short-term continuation for upside as long as yes, okay. I mean, if you are expecting Australian dollar to get strong because of the strength in the gold, all right. So as I mentioned, rates are very much high. Commodities shouldn't rise. Okay, commodities, specifically commodities which are which are most important for the economy, they're not gonna rise. Okay, we are going to see drop on the commodities. Inflation is dropping, right? Inflation is dropping. How commodities gonna rise? That doesn't make sense. So central banks are looking inflation to drop. When inflation gonna drop, obviously you're gonna see drop in the commodities. Yeah, without having drop on commodities, how inflation gonna come down? Okay, this is a big question. If you are looking for buying the commodities right now, central banks raising the interest rate, trying to kill the inflation. Inflation came over there because of the higher commodities. Yeah, so commodities has to go down for the inflation to go down. So without falling commodities, how inflation gonna go down? All right. So the commodities needs to fall. Commodities bullish cycle is over. So again, yeah. So once you're gonna see that the commodity is gonna fall, how you can expect the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar or the currencies which are correlated with the commodities gonna rise? Yeah, how are they gonna rise? The commodities currencies, how are they gonna rise when inflation, central banks are looking to inflation to drop and commodities to drop too? Yeah, understand that. That's the reason we are expecting a big leg over there, and that leg can continue to keep rising, very much similar like we have seen in the previous in recessions. Okay, so in 2008 that lag happened, in 2020 that lag happened, in 2015 that lag happened. Okay, so and there is possibility for that lag. If you're going against that trend, you make sure you understand that can happen. Okay, same goes on the pound Australian dollar. Okay, again, there is possibility. I'm not going to ignore that possibility, as we can see that the pound chief has dropped over there. So understand that. All right, so we may still see another leg lower, okay, on the pound Australian dollar. Oh, this is not the trade. All right, so why is that? Why we can see more upside on the pound Australian dollar, and at the same time why we can see, you know, drop on the pound chief? That can happen. Okay, both can. Pound can rise against Australian dollar, and at the same time pound can fall against the chief. All right, so this move going to be because of the disinflation. All right, disinflationary move can drive that. So inflationary move, okay, inflationary move going to drive pound to go lower against the Australian dollar, pound to go lower against the chief at the same time. Okay, so inflationary move going to drive pound to drop against both pairs, but pound can still rise against the Australian dollar and fall against the chief. Okay, at the same time because of the disinflationary move. Okay, disinflationary factor. All right, so disinflationary factor again, Australian dollar, you know, commodities currency, commodities, when commodities gonna fall, all right, people are gonna take out their money away from commodities, gonna put in the safe havens. All right, safe haven currency is gonna rise. Yeah, so Australian dollar is a risk on currency. People are gonna take out their money away from the Australian dollar, gonna put into the pound. Is better, much better, you know, risk on currency as would compare to the Australian dollar. Okay, that's gonna drive the Australian pound to go higher against the Australian dollar, and pound to fall against the chief. This is going to be because of the disinflationary move, all right, or drop in the yield. So this is what you are looking for, short-term opportunity. Okay, price is at a 4-hour moving averages, hold, and short-term push up, or continue to keep pushing more higher all the way up to 93 areas. Pound New Zealand dollar is also same. Okay, if it has already tested the moving averages, in case if it is going to test that again, looking for this to continue the trend for upside, for short-term upside. Pound CAD, okay, pound CAD to drop. Now we have seen strength on the CAD, okay, strength on the CAD because of that strength driven by oil. All right, and if I'm gonna pull out the Kiwi, the dollar CAD chart, all right, strength on oil is an inflationary move. Okay, so we can see that lag there on the pound CAD. Yeah, so slightly different than the other pound pairs. All right, so because the oil price went up, that causing the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar to fall against the CAD. All right, and pound is not a oil currency. CAD is an oil currency. Okay, so we may see the move to continue to keep falling all the way back to that previous low. Okay, so when you are going to sell, it has already dropped from that top. All right, you only can get a continuation trade on your lower time frame. You need to be really good at you know, lower time frame to catch that move in case if price correct over there. Okay, and then you are looking to continue for short-term continuation trade all the way back to that previous low. Aussie chief is not at a best spot. Okay, we may see continuation to the downside, all the very much similar like the Euro Australian dollar. All right, so similar like that, 4-hour time frame moving averages to hold and continue to keep dragging lower. Not a best chart. Okay, I will better, you know, I will say that better to ignore this. Okay, but continue to keep dragging lower, right? Or if, again, as I said, we cannot rule out another leg higher. Okay, we cannot rule out that leg higher all the way back to that high. Very much similar like this Euro Australian dollar drop. Okay, so same goes with the EV chief. It's dropping, continue to keep pushing more lower. All right, so this flat formation can happen. These are not the best pairs right now. They are already gone. They moved. The dollar peso, very much similar like the last week. Okay, we haven't seen big change on it, much movement on it. Right, so very much same like the last week. So if I'm gonna look at the indices, okay, so indices are this. Okay, so structure is showing very much clear. Okay, Nasdaq 100 index and continue to keep pushing more higher. We still can see another leg lower. Same S&P 500, same US Russell, US 2000 is under pressure. Okay, so we may see one more leg lower. So same goes with the, I'm gonna look at the weekly charts. All right, they are at a weekly chart. So we may see some, struggle over there at that high. We may see drop over there. Price may not break through and continue to keep pushing more higher. I'm anticipating one more leg lower like that. All right, this leg, more likely we're gonna get that one more leg lower on these indices, as we're gonna get the drop on the inflation. All right, and the same goes with there. So I'm only gonna look at the weekly chart rather than looking at the lower time frame chart. All right, so individual stocks, Apple still pushing more higher. Right, it can go all the way back to that high. All right, not at best right now. It has already made its move. Again, Microsoft is also pushing higher. Again, same like previous week. Continue. Or we can say that very much similar like the Nasdaq 100 index chart. Okay, another leg, one more leg lower is still possible. Okay, one more leg lower. Let me draw some brush over there. So okay, so like that. This is the formation you have seen over there on the Nasdaq 100 index. Okay, we still may see one more leg lower on these stocks which are trending very much similar like the Nasdaq 100 index. All right, they still can go lower. Still same, right? Like same like the Nasdaq 100 index. Okay, so still can see one more leg lower. This one more leg lower within that formation. Nvidia is also same. We still may see another leg lower on this. Okay, all the way back to that previous low. And they may not continue to keep pushing more higher. And I haven't updated these charts, all right? But the idea is very much simple, like I have shown you on the Nasdaq 100 index. Okay, because this is the formation. Okay, we still may see another leg lower. This formation, we may see another leg lower. Price can continue to keep pushing more higher or our longer term target. Amazon is also same. All right, so another leg lower can appear over there like that. We're going to continue to keep pushing more higher. Meta also same. All right, so Meta has pushed more aggressively higher. Again, very much similar picture. We still may see another leg lower like that. Okay, so Tesla is also same, still may see another leg lower. So let's look at the coins. Okay, coins are more important rather than looking at these individual stocks at the moment. So yields, okay, so yields, this looking for 2-year yield to drop, 10-year yield also to drop. Okay, so the 2-year yield on a pound on a gilt, all right, so drop like that. And this Luna is still bullish, right? So bullish, holding that floor 0.12 very tightly. So looking for that to hold and bounce off from there, from that low. It hasn't changed since previous week. And this is the coin where you're paying attention. If you are trading, this is going to be the easiest pair right now to understand that which way you should trade, guys. So all right, so why it's easy. So I'm gonna pull out the quick with it. Go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so I have shown in the previous weekly market outlook as well that the buy opportunity gonna be over there. Okay, and buy opportunity from this previous low to go higher. Okay, we have seen some move over there. Okay, so what you are doing here on this chart, so the trade you're gonna do on this pair, okay, your trade gonna be here. Okay, the trade gonna be on this chart. Okay, not on this chart. But you are looking caucus to rise first. Okay, once you see that the caucus is rising, you're buying quick. All right. So once you see that the caucus is rising, then you're buying the quick. Okay, so look at that. Is this, if you're gonna do some research on it, then you're gonna get the idea that why I'm saying that. All right, so there are 1 million coins, 1 million quick coins. Okay, and the price is still very cheap, we can say that. So the move you have seen there happened over there on 9th of April. Okay, 9th of April, you have seen that lag, and you have seen, the bullish lag on 12th of April. Okay, it's dropped, target reached. Yeah, more likely price gonna test that previous low again. So once you see that the caucus is rising, okay, you're buying the quick, not buying the caucus. I understand that, not buying the caucus when caucus is rising. When caucus is rising, making the move, okay, pushing more higher. There you're paying attention, the time to buy the quick. And once the caucus start to fall, okay, you are expecting quick to find its top over there and looking to get out, and quick to follow the caucus again. Okay, the network is built on the caucus. The quick network is built on the caucus. So when caucus rise, you see the strength on the quick too. Okay, a quick follow up the caucus too. So make sure you understand that. Okay, as long as caucus is rising, you are buying the quick. So trade gonna be on the quick, even for short term as well. So right now we are not having a huge volatility over there on the caucus. Okay, but when we were having huge volatility on the caucus, all right, so quick was making some good moves. Right now volatility is dropped, and once you see that the quick is just coming somewhere close to this area, all right, and you're expecting this much move at least, all right, or in best case scenario the next leg higher, and at the same time you're letting the quick to also fall to this low. Okay, these are the coins more predictable rather than buying the coins blindly and just tying up your capital, so like that. Okay, so there is a slight lag on these two charts, so you can get a benefit from that lag. All right, so Bitcoin broke out last week, pushing higher. In the previous weekly market outlook, I have explained to you guys what we are looking. All right, so we are looking this bigger weekly wave. Okay, and if I'm gonna look at the previous chart quickly to just remind you that what is the wave you're looking for. All right, so the previous right, so this is the chart. Okay, so simple next leg higher to go this high. Okay, remember there are many coins which are sitting over there for that wave, so you still can chase those coins. All right, so the target still, first of all, hit that 33 areas. Okay, so 33, 35, let's say, round figure 35, and 48 area, 49 for longer term. So last week we have seen breakout. We haven't seen test of that low. All right, we haven't seen a buying opportunity at this area. We simply got a breakout over there and price just went higher. The same again, you're looking first of all a breakout opportunity. I mean, I wouldn't suggest you to buy a breakout, guys, if you are a longer term trader. So just let that breakout and continue to keep pushing more higher. It's not at a bad spot, but in case if that triangle is going to appear over there and price is testing 25 or 26 area again, 26.50 or 26 area, then you're looking to pay attention for a buy opportunity over there. Okay, for short-term traders, you can trade on your lower time frame, 1 hour time frame. All right, so there are going to be a multiple short-term buy opportunities within these areas for you. You can look for these kind of short-term opportunities. Once price can attack that low, watch your order book. If buyers are there, you're looking for buy. If buyers are not there and price is breaking down, don't buy. All right, but for a wave, you're letting, you know, yes, there are. Let's just wait, Mike. We're gonna get more coins, okay? So we may see, some good opportunities. Let me just couple of more coins. All right. So Ethereum broke out last week. All right. So broke out. Let me, just look at this Bitcoins, and then I'm gonna look at the altcoins where you should pay attention. A couple of altcoins. I haven't made my whole list yet. Okay. So but the general idea going to be easy to understand that where you're paying attention. So Ethereum, again, you're looking, Ethereum is still lagging than the Bitcoin, okay, can continue to keep pushing more higher. You're looking for this to break out and continue to keep pushing more higher, all right? And there are going to be some good altcoins to pick. They're still lagging, all right? And Ethereum to continue to keep pushing more higher all the way back to that high, right? So Solana, last week I said that you're looking for a breakout. We got a breakout, all right? Still we are behind. So we got a breakout, but the breakout is not so sharp, hard. Couple of dollars for, $5-10 moves just happen over there. Look at this. Posted that chart before. This is, I think, Bitcoin chart, yes. But we are still having a huge lag over there. So Solana is lagging over there, right? So big lag is just happening over there on the Solana. So if I'm gonna pull out the Bitcoin chart over there on this Solana chart, okay, last week what I said, pay attention on the daily chart. Breakout, you're looking for a breakout came, you got a what chart was there. Let me check that, weekly or daily chart. All right, so daily chart. So we are looking at the daily chart. So look at this, how far Bitcoin has just gone. All right, so Bitcoin has gone way ahead. This is the Bitcoin chart. Then the Solana. Okay, way ahead. Bitcoin has gone way ahead. So last week we were expecting breakout on the Solana. Okay, we got a breakout. So 920. So we gotta move up to 25. But still a lot of room left over there, Solana to do. Okay, so Solana can continue to keep, rising. So aggressive move can happen over there at any time. So if I'm gonna look at the lower time frame, and so let's just make it more simple, okay, rather than making it more complex. Let's just use your support and resistance. Okay, so paying attention at this area and paying attention at this area. If it breaks out, you already missed the move from these areas. All right, so price has already gone higher from these areas. Okay, so you only can chase the running candles. Okay, you only can buy once price keep rising very, very aggressively. Okay, or you can let the price to fall. Obviously it's a daily chart, not gonna happen so quickly, may take some time. It will definitely gonna take some time. And once price hit that 17 area, you're looking for this longer term buy opportunity. All right, these are longer term buy opportunities, not short term. Make sure you understand that you are not looking for a short term opportunities here. Okay, yes, breakout happened already there. Breakout continue, gone, it's gone. All right, and yes, that's what you're looking in case if it has that previous low 17 or 16 again. So Solana is also a good. So OKB is all. Oh, I think I haven't looked at this chart last week. We got some good move on it. All right, but it's holding these areas. All right, and in case if this coin again tests that low, you look in this to continue its trend. All right, so natural gas, obviously same like last week. Okay, we got some buying opportunities, some sideways market, now buying opportunities, short-term buying opportunities appearing over there. All right, at these areas. So we still got a room to run to the downside for another 40-50 cent move happen. Copper, all right, so copper is struggling. And we are simply expecting this daily chart to hold, all right, and price to just fall from that daily chart. All right, so fall from that daily chart. So wheat is also trending lower, so I'm gonna ignore that. Oil, okay, oil can push up to 94 mark. All right, oil not a best opportunity right now for us, okay, but it can continue to keep pushing more higher, so we're gonna ignore oil. So Luna also gonna be a good buy opportunity from this previous low, very much like Luna C. All right, these areas you're paying attention at 144, 140, or one, not 140. All right, so let me find the exact price. These areas, okay, so 109 to 120, and I'm gonna look at the XLM, similar like the Bitcoin, not a complex chart. Okay, if I'm gonna pull out the Bitcoin on it again, Bitcoin is again ahead. All right, we can see there. So breakout, continue. They made their floor over there. Okay, they made their floor. As long as Bitcoin is rising, your altcoin are set to rise. Okay, so again, similar lag is there. So Shiba, again, nothing, you know, not a big signs. Your Bitcoin is rising. Okay, you're expecting these coins to rise too. In case if Shiba is testing this previous low, again, gonna be a buy opportunity. Okay, your lead is there on the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is leading you that what to come next on these altcoins. All right, so we do have more altcoins. So if I'm gonna look at this, BNB is also pushing higher. All right, so I'm not gonna remove the Bitcoin from my chart, okay, so that you guys can get the idea that what's happening. So we got a breakout too on the BNB against the dollar. All right, so you're looking this to continue to keep pushing more higher. So the target gonna be that where the Bitcoin is testing right now. So Bitcoin is you know, testing this area, and still, you know, can push more higher. So broken, pushing more higher. BNB is not a best opportunity right now. Simply ignore it. Okay, but this coin is still a good opportunity. All right, so we already got a, you know, strong aggressive move on this Raman coin. Yeah, have that move again. It went lower. Okay, so you see, you can see that the correlation is very much strong on these altcoins. Okay, Bitcoin went lower, they all went lower. Bitcoin is pushing higher. The opportunity is setting up on these coins, which specifically those coins. Okay, understand that you're looking to buy those altcoins which are highly correlated with the Bitcoin. Okay, coins which are not highly correlated with the Bitcoin, all right, you shouldn't pay attention on those. Gonna be waste. You may get a, you know, a bounce on, I mean, a pump on them. They can rise. Okay, it's gonna be a by chance, or newly invented coin can do that. But the coins which are highly correlated with the Bitcoin, okay, more likely they're gonna stay there. All right, they're not gonna, you know, vanish. Yeah, as long as Bitcoin gonna keep rising, they're gonna follow up the Bitcoin. You're not gonna stuck your capital over there. Okay, as long as Bitcoin gonna keep rising, they're gonna keep rising. So understand that before you are, you know, going to invest on these coins, even if they are, you know, high in I mean, in what we call that market cap. All right, so still they're gonna, some coins are, you know, the higher the market cap, yeah, so more the credibility gonna be over there of that coin. All right, so this coin is also lagging. Okay, so we may see, you see that the lag is simply over there. So price is gone aggressively higher, but the Raman coin is still behind that. Okay, so we may see that breakout. So breakout, you're looking for a breakout opportunity. You can buy more if they goes lower. Let's say if you buy on this breakout, but price does not continue, obviously this is not going to be a short-term opportunity. Yeah, in case if strong aggressive rise comes over there like that, you're going to be lucky and price going to, you know, keep rising. But if aggressive rise is not coming over there, again, price is going to visit these lows again. So you can buy more over there rather than, you know, realizing your losses. You can buy more, and you can mitigate your previous entry at break even once price gonna test those areas. All right, so this is also lagging. Buy opportunity gonna be over there. So already posted that chart. Some momentum is disappearing over there. Already went higher, by the way. Okay, we have seen that move, but still lagging over there. Still got a room for that move to happen on these coins. All right, so we got that move already. The next sharp move, yeah, the sharp move, you got that already, that move. All right, and there you got. So the bearish lag has happened already. All right, so this bearish lag has happened over there. So you're looking again, hasn't updated that. You're looking breakout, the breakout you got on Solana, these breakout, all right, daily breakout, aggressive breakout happen, continue to keep pushing more higher and follow up the Bitcoin. OITA is also similar, right? These are the coins went sideways, we can say that, okay, but they're gonna follow up the Bitcoin, that's for sure. All right, we can say that the Bitcoin, as long as Bitcoin is rising, the yellow is a Bitcoin chart, okay, understand that yellow is a Bitcoin chart. So as long as Bitcoin is rising, you're looking these old coins to break out and continue to keep pushing more higher. ADA, all right, so ADA is also going higher. So we were expecting, let me find if I do have that. Not a big rise, we can say that on ADA, all right, but still okay. Very much similar like that. Okay, look at that. This is 32, very much similar like the Bitcoin. Okay, we have seen a floor over there on ADA, and at the same time we have seen floor on the Bitcoin too. So okay, we're going higher. So similarly, right, so similarly you are expecting, yeah, this is, oh, you're expecting, so pushing more higher. So it's pushing higher. Okay, I wouldn't suggest you to chase at the current price. It's not at a good spot. Okay, in case if it fall and correct and reload your long opportunities for longer term within 30 areas. Okay, so 30 areas or 30 or 35 within these areas, rather than chasing at the current price. You may end up holding your trade for longer term if you're going to chase it right now, but you're going to stay bullish simply as long as Bitcoin is rising. Okay, you are looking these coins to rise too. All right, so same. This is Zilliqa also lagging behind. Okay, so arrow is showing breakout and continue. So these gonna be the places you're paying attention for longer term. Okay, breakout and continue. If not, if it doesn't continue, then fall back within that buying zone again and continue. Same on EOS. All right, so pushing more higher. So targets are being shown clearly. Bitcoin is ahead, and looking these coins to continue. All right, so there are many coins which are highly correlated with the Bitcoin. All right, and you look in those coins to just simply follow up. Okay, this coin is also following. I wouldn't suggest you to chase this coin because it has already made its move, but by the way, still trending. All right, but let's just wait for these areas. Okay, in these areas, and these are the okay, these are like that. So longer term opportunities like that. Okay, so this is also gonna follow up the Bitcoin. So let me pull out the chart. Okay, lagging. Here we can see breakout, follow up, follow them, follow the Bitcoin. KuCoin also follow up the Bitcoin. All right, so simple. You don't need to do something, complex stuff over there. So Bitcoin is just rising. These coins too, just keep follow. Yes, these are for longer term. That's what you need to understand. These are for longer term charts. Okay, I'm showing daily charts, not showing 4 hour or 1 hour 15-minute charts. When you obviously, when you're gonna buy them, obviously you have to wait for a while before you're gonna get, you know, return on those charts. So understand that these are longer term opportunities, not short term opportunities. All right, so this coin has also, CTX has already made its move. By the way, this was the first which went higher, the CTX. I have shared that chart in my, you know, group. So we were expecting, yeah, so similar price action was there on the Bitcoin and on CTX too. So CTX was the quickest, you know, then the Bitcoin went higher, and then we have seen, you know, Bitcoin follow up those coins. So I wouldn't suggest you chase that at the current price. In case if it fall and test these areas, and then you should pay attention. Okay, this is also very much similar like the Bitcoin. Okay, so some pop-up we have seen, still lagging. Right, so there we can see, guys. So this is correlation. Okay, following when we were having drop was coming across the market. Yeah, so now strength also needs to come across the market. So you're looking this to continue. So Dogecoin has also made some move, okay, but still lagging. A couple of waves have already happened over there on the Dogecoin. All right, and if I'm gonna look at this, some, you know, strength came over there, but did not sustain. The wave did not sustain, but yes, bullish. As long as your Bitcoin is just rising, you are paying attention at these areas, okay, for longer term opportunity, and that's going to be the trade. All right, so it's expensive coin, better ignore. Yes, this is also a, you know, highly correlated with the Bitcoin, okay, but a bit expensive coin. All right, but the move which we're expecting is very much similar, okay, very much similar like that. All right, so Veracity also made its wave very much similar like the Bitcoin. All right, so going down. So in case if it visit the previous low and Bitcoin keeps pushing more high, Bitcoin is pushing more higher right now. Okay, but in case if it visit these areas, okay, so gonna be a buy opportunity within first. You're looking for buy within these areas, and the next buy within these areas. So these are longer term opportunities. Okay, so looking for longer term buy opportunities. All right, so DG byte. So same, you know, analysis on this chart too, guys. Okay, so the chart is simply well ahead. You look in that. Okay, so I think enough. I do have more coins as well, but I'm gonna, you know, finish here. Is there any question, guys? So in a post-recession time when commodities go down, we should see Australian dollar going up, and technically Euro Australian dollar to come down. So, you know, it's a simple. Let's make it simple. Post-recession, yes, post-recession means, I mean, post-recession time when commodities go down. You know, when commodities go down, when you are looking commodities to go down means that commodities are already at high, already in, you know, in inflationary cycle. All right, so that means obviously you look in Australian dollar to go down. All right, or recession means simply there is no growth. Okay, no growth. When there is no growth means the commodities to drop. Okay, and obviously when commodities going to drop, then you're going to have recession. Okay, so when commodities are at high, means that you are having very, very strong growth, okay, and high inflation. And then you are expecting, central banks to keep raising the interest rate to calm down the growth, to bring down the inflation, all right, and take us to the recession. Okay, so that's going to be the bearish for the Australian dollar, and that's gonna drive the Euro Australian dollar to go higher. That's what market is preparing for. What central banks are saying right now, they are saying that they are fighting with inflation. Okay, they're raising the interest rate, fighting with inflation, all right, and trying to bring down inflation, trying to slow down the growth, all right. So simply they are trying to bring down the commodities, all right. And why we are having strength, okay, when we have already seen strength on the commodities have let me pull out a chart over there. All right, this is commodities in commodity index. All right, that's a commodity index. So we were expecting that commodity index to commodities to drop. Okay, so there at this area, when commodities were here at this area, at that place, okay, we had a recession. So we were in a recession in March 2020. Okay, this area. So we had recession. So what happened? Yeah, in this area, in this place, so rates were high. So central banks were cutting rates so aggressively to push the growth higher within this area, within that place. Okay, they were cutting the interest rate, and let's just pull out the interest rate on it. Okay, so United States interest rate, there we can see. So hopefully you see lag over there. Okay, this is a lag. Okay, so let me remove this box first, and these arrows first. Okay, there we can see this is, so interest rate in the US was staying over there at 250. Okay, interest rate was staying over that 250, while the commodities were dropping at that time. Okay, there we can see that commodities were ahead. Interest rate was staying above. Interest rate was staying over there at 250. Commodities were in a bearish trend. Okay, there we can see commodities were falling very, very aggressively because market was expecting that we're going to have slower growth, and commodities were dropping. And what happened after that? Inflation was dropping so aggressively at that time. The central banks, they started to cut the interest rate so aggressively because they were expecting that the recession is going to hit. So recession hit, commodities went lower. Okay, interest rate went lower too at that time. Okay, so we have seen strength on the Australian dollar at that time. So if I'm going to look at the Australian dollar at that time, Euro Australian dollar. All right, so if I'm going to pull out that cross line here, there you can see. All right, so on 16th of March, and so we can see that April, March, very much similar. Yeah, so 2 week charts, 1 week chart. So at that time, when commodities were falling, interest rates were falling, at that time, euro was rising against the Australian dollar. So simply slower growth, okay? Australian dollar is a risk on currency. Risk on, when risk on assets rise, Australian dollar rise too. So risk on currency. So again, if I'm gonna look at the All right, so if I'm gonna look at the, let's just remove and look at the next place. Okay, so where is the lag? So there is the lag. So we have seen commodities were rising so aggressively. Okay, there at this area, commodities started to rise when central banks, they cut the interest rate and inflation went to zero. Okay, so, you know, QE came. Central banks printed a lot of money. They printed trillions of dollars. Commodities started to rise. Commodities started to rise. Bang, keep pushing more higher. Oil went higher from negative. And then after 750 days, central banks realize that they are going to see a strong inflation. They are going to see a higher inflation, and they should catch up. They should start raising the interest rate. That's a lag. Okay, this is a lag. This is a policy lag. We can say that. So central banks were behind the curve. We can say that, or if I'm going to pull out the yield chart on it. Okay, US02. Sorry, US02. US yield, okay, not the bond chart. Right? So US02 year yield, okay. So there we can see. So what went up first? Commodities. Commodities went up first, and I can also put inflation chart on it as well. So US inflation rate year on year, okay. There we can see. So commodities went higher. Okay, there we can see. So this is basically a lag. There you can see that lag clearly. Okay, policy lag, which is being called the policy lag. So there you can see that commodities went higher first. Okay, the make sure you understand that, guys, that these candles, okay, these candles are commodities chart. Then after that commodities, inflation, the yellow is inflation. All right, the yellow is inflation chart. There you can see year on year. So then inflation started to follow up. Inflation went after the commodities. And commodities went higher, inflation went higher. Then what after? Yields started to rise. Okay, yields started to rise. Then inflation went higher, commodities went higher, inflation went higher, yields went higher. Then central banks started to raise the interest rate. Okay, central banks started to raise the interest rate. That caused the currencies to get stronger. All right, so that caused the dollar to get stronger. All right, so that's basically a lag. Now, what's happening now? Okay, similar story is happening now from the top. Inflation, yeah. So inflation find its floor over there. Yeah. Now inflation find its top over there. So what's happening now at the top? Similar story, nothing new. Okay, so if I'm gonna, okay, so Euro R is gonna be the opposite. So where is the commodities? Okay, commodities top is there. Commodities started to fall. Okay, inflation is the next. The yellow is the inflation. Okay, green is the commodities index. Commodities index, yellow is the inflation. Okay, commodities dropping, inflation is dropping. All right, yields. Okay, the next one is the blue. So yields also started to follow the commodities. Okay, but Fed fund rate is still staying at the top. So Fed fund rate hasn't peaked yet. All right, so Fed fund rate hasn't peaked yet. So they kept the interest rate low, close to zero, for almost more than 700 days. Okay, now how long they're gonna hold that interest rate at that high? They are saying that they're gonna hold interest rate higher for longer, but we'll see how long they're gonna keep that interest rate at that high. So what we're gonna see, Fed gonna start following the curve. Okay, they're gonna start cutting the interest rate, and currency is also going to start dropping. All right, so that's going to be once the Fed going to start cutting the interest rate. We're going to that's going to be because of the slower growth, or inflation is just falling, yields following them, and Fed has to follow that. This is basically a lag. So coming back to your question, the question you were asking that in a post recession, should Euro Australian dollar rise or come down? So Australian dollar no gonna fall. Okay, what was the trend? If I'm gonna pull out my, let me remove those. Okay, no, I'm gonna remove that and gonna pull out the Euro Australian dollar chart with it. All right, so if I'm gonna invert that chart to just let you not invert that chart, so just look at keep it that way. So commodities, again, if I'm gonna go back to there, commodities went lower. Okay, you have seen strength on the euro against the Australian dollar. Okay, then commodities went higher, inflation came, yields went higher, central bank started raising interest rate, you have seen drop on the Euro Australian dollar. All right, now from that top, commodities falling, inflation falling, yields falling. Okay, if the central bank's going to start cutting the interest rate, you're not going to see drop here on the Euro Australian dollar. Okay, you're going to see the same trend and going to continue to keep pushing more higher. Okay, we're going to see another crash like this. So this picture is going to stay same over there. This picture is not going to change. Hope that makes sense, and you got the idea that the question you were asking. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll see you back again in another weekly market outlook next week. Hope that you have learned something new today. Okay, the policy lag, commodities are leading by basically, all right, commodities are leading us that where the inflation gonna go. So thank you. We'll see you back again in another weekly market outlook. Until then, bye.